Hello, welcome to today's episode of Becoming a Happy Better You with Daniel. Now, in today's episode, I'm going to be sharing an important key from my book, The Happy Better Student: 26 Keys to Study Better, Improve Your Grades, and Become a Highly Successful Student. The Happy Better Student: 26 Keys to Study Better, Improve Your Grades, and Become a Highly Successful Student. Now, the key I'm going to be sharing from the book says, begin with the biggest and hardest rock. Begin with the biggest and hardest rock. Now, Brian Tracy in his book said, when you have two frogs to eat, that you should first of all eat the ugliest one. That you should eat the ugliest one first. Now, what Brian Tracy means by frog is task. Is task. And your ugliest task is your most difficult task. That is to say that when you have two different tasks to do, that you should first of all focus on the harder one. You should complete the harder task first before moving on to the simpler one. Now, bringing that to my book here, or to my point here, begin with the biggest and hardest rock. Now, what I mean by rock here is your subject, is your course, or your topic in a subject or course. Your biggest and hardest rock is your most difficult subject, your most difficult course or topic in the course, your hardest topic, course or subject that you have to study, you have to learn. Now, I said when you are preparing for exam, when you are getting ready for exam as a student, when you are getting ready for exams, don't start reading or don't start working on the simple subjects, the simple topics in a subject or in a course. Instead, begin with the hardest ones. Begin with the hardest subjects, the hardest topics in a subject or course. Now, as we move on, I will tell you the reason why that is very, very important. I believe you are following me. Now, when you have two blocks to shatter, two blocks are before you. One is the block of clay, then the other is a block of rock. Now, you are given a limited time, you are given a specific time to break the two blocks down, the block of clay and the block of rock. Now, which one will you first of all start breaking down? Of course, from Brian Tracy's recommendation and my own recommendation here, you must start from the rock. Why? Because one, it will take you more time to break the rock down. Then two, it will take more of your energy to break the rock down than it will take you to break the block of clay down. It will take you less time and less energy to break down the piece or the block of clay. Now, relating that to the point here, your hardest subjects, your hardest topics in a subject or in a course will require you more time to study and understand. Yes, it will take you more time to study a harder course than it will take you to study and understand a simple or a simpler course. Then two, it will take you more mental energy to read and understand a harder course, a harder subject, than it will take you to study and understand a simpler course or subject. So, if you wait until it is 2 weeks or a week to your exam, if you delay the studying of your hardest subjects, hardest topics in a subject till it is maybe 2 weeks to your exam. Let's assume that you are supposed to use 3 weeks to really study and understand a hard course or a hard subject, and now you focus on, you use the whole of the time to read or to study your simpler subjects, and now you have just 2 weeks to your exam, and you want to use that 2 weeks to study a course that require 4 weeks or 3 weeks to study and understand. Now tell me, is it possible for you to use that 2 weeks to study that course and understand it? It is not possible. Now this is one of the reasons why many students fail their exams. They delay studying the course till it is already too close to exam before focusing on it. So in this video, I am teaching you this now. Take this as a key. If you can take this key and use it effectively, it will give you better result, better outcome. So as a student, when you begin the term or when you begin the semester, don't start reading simple courses. Don't start studying simple subjects or topics in a subject. First of all, begin with the most difficult ones. Begin with the hardest ones. It is when you have finished studying the hardest ones before you move on to study the simpler ones that require less time and less energy, mental energy to study and understand. Now, when you do this, it will no more be a problem to you when exams are already close, because you have already studied and understood the hardest topics or subjects. So this is the end of today's episode of Becoming Happy Better You. Now, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, Happy Better You TV, please do so without hesitation. Do so right now, and don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to share it, so that YouTube algorithm will help to push this video before a wider audience, before many others who will also learn and benefit from it. So until my next episode, don't stop being a happy better you. Remember, the challenges of life, they are not meant to break us, but they are meant to bring out the best in us, so that we can move on to live our best life. So no matter the challenge of life that you may be facing at the moment, stay strong and never give up, because your best self is emerging. Thank you for listening.